welcome to my channel, and today I will be discussing on how to become a model. So to start off, if you're not a photogenic person, I don't really think modeling is your kind of thing, but if you are willing to work on it and if you are willing to change to become a model, this is sort of what I'm going to be discussing on. Now, the first thing that you gotta know is when you start modeling, I would highly recommend researching. Really research on what types of model. I would highly recommend researching on what you want to do, because there are multiple types of modeling, but the two types of modeling that divide into the different genres is fashion runway and lifestyle. Lifestyle is for girls under the height of 5'7" and for guys under the height of 6'1", and lifestyle is for magazines, TV, stores, all those things, while fashion runway or fashion model is for runways, and you have to be 5'7" or taller and 6'1" or taller for guys. So that's sort of the division between the two. Then in lifestyle, you can do commercial print, you can do in stores, you can do, there's just like a bunch of types, little kind of things that lead often to lifestyle. While in fashion runway, fashion model, you have to be a specific slim, you have to be a specific height look. But see, for both, it doesn't really matter much. Well, I would say lifestyle doesn't really matter much how you look like. And there's also petite modeling, which is for you know, short girls, and then there is plus modeling if you're, you know, bigger. I recommend if you are starting to model to really research about the genres, which one fits you. I would also recommend getting you fitted, like getting your your measurements, like your height, your waist, your bust, your shoe size, your hip size, your chest size, your waist size, all those measurements, and write it down because that will be very important getting closer into the video. The next thing that I would recommend after researching on what types of modeling genre you fit in is getting some pictures in. A lot of people are like, I only have a specific budget, this and that. Well, modeling, depending on the agency that you work with, most of the best agencies are either in California or New York. And New York photo shoots are very expensive. They're around $1,000 to $3,000 to $5,000, and it can range from as much as it is. I know one of my shoots that I did with the program last year was in the thousands, because it was in New York, and it was with a really good photographer, and it was at Root Studios, and I honestly had a very fun time. There was makeup, hair, all these things. So if you're starting modeling, I would recommend getting some photo shoots in, but not expensive photo shoots, probably in your local area, so you can get some poses in and stuff. I would also recommend going in front of the mirror, working on some poses, working on your face,
like hand gestures and all these things,
because that will help a ton going into the industry. After you get some knowledge on your poses, your angles, you really want to find out your angles, then I would start going after agencies. But there are some agencies they're gonna say to submit a photo, like a headshot, you know, a chest and up, and then from hip and up, and then a full body. So I would recommend getting some good photos of that with a very cheap photographer, but at least you can get some photos in. So I would recommend getting some photos in that are super, super cheap, so then you can use those photos in to submit to agencies. And then once you sign with the agency, you're going to have a specific photo shoot for them, that they're going to get a photographer for you and looks in for you. So when when signing with an agency and you have a photo shoot with them, they're going to ask for looks. It's either going to be 3 looks, 4 looks, or 5 looks, maybe more, maybe less. When it says like 3 looks, it means it's going to be 3 different outfits, but a ton of pictures for each outfit. And then they're going to be choosing which one's going to be your headshot, which one's going to be for your resume if you're doing acting. I can do a different video on that. And for all these little pictures can overlay into one. As a model, you need a comp card. So when you are signing with an agency, they're going to direct you a ton, but if you're going to take classes, which I would recommend, because I know I did and it helped a ton. I learned so much on what types of agencies I should join, poses, looks, because there are a bunch of modeling walks, but only some agencies require that, others they don't. So I would really recommend taking some classes, because in those classes they will teach you every single thing that you need. But it's a recommended thing, but it's not necessary. But
it is very recommended.
So when you sign with an agency, you're going to be submitting to them. Make sure when you submit either to a union agency, mainly because it's more secure. You're going to have more jobs and stuff. But there's also non-union agencies. There is something called motherhood agencies, which is you can submit to that agency, and once you get signed with them, if they don't, because there's contracts into modeling, so they're either going to request a 3-year, 1-year, 2-year, doesn't matter. And some agencies, when you sign with them, they could be your motherhood agency, and then you could be signed with other little agencies. But if you don't do that, it's going to depend on the agency that you go after. Because I know some agencies you're not allowed to join with any other. It has to be only that agencies, while there are other agencies who are like, okay, we'll be your motherhood, and then there's like different little agencies where you can join and stuff. Make sure when you're signing with an agency you don't fall for hoaxes. Hoaxes are agencies who are going to require for you to pay for this, like so many things, maybe a fee or something, and then at the end you have like a show or presentation. Some people consider that hoaxes. I know I fell into one. But then after, I didn't fall for hoax agencies. So make sure you don't fall into those type of agencies. Really do your research on the agency. If it's a 3-star agency, it's probably not the best agency. So don't go after that agency. Go after something that's 4 and up. And also make sure when you're going after agencies, you research,
because
I have so many friends who have joined with agencies and aren't happy with it, and they're locked in the contract and they didn't do the research. So I would highly recommend researching about the agency before you join, because modeling is a very big industry, and some people can get very lost into it if they don't know about the agency or what they want to do. The other thing in modeling that I would recommend is really finding what you want to do. If you are into swimsuit, athletics, freestyling, fun kind of looks, I would recommend this. But in modeling, there are also types of jobs where there's like lingerie, there's nude, stuff like that. And if you are under an age, of course they're not going to let you. But once you get to an older age, that's where you decide. So really know your value before you put yourself out there into modeling, because modeling can be a very amazing job, but it can also ruin a lot of things. In modeling, you will get paid, by the way, depending on the job that you book. Some jobs range from $100 to $700 every day you do the job. So let's say you went to Nike, you stayed there 3 days in California, and all those 3 days you were doing a shoot. So each day you'd get paid $700. But most of them can go up to $1,000 or more. An average, fashion runway model, depending how high she is, she can get booked from $44,000 to $100,000, who knows how much. But it's a lot of money, so you can make it into sort of a temporary job. But I would definitely recommend for you focusing on something else, because modeling is sort of like, one day it's here, you're full, you have a bunch of jobs, and the next day it could be pretty down. There isn't really a time seasonal kind of thing in modeling. It's just I feel like modeling, you get booked more jobs towards January through February, and also in December. Sometimes from June to August you can get booked quite a few jobs. But just modeling, you really have to know what you want. The other thing is, after you sign with an agency, after you did your research, after you got yourself fitted and all these other things, you're going to be inside the agency. Once you're in the agency, they're going to hold a meeting with you and your parent. And when you're in that meeting, they're going to be asking you a bunch of questions. They're going to be asking you, what are some of your special skills? What's your ethnicity? What languages do you speak? I would really recommend, if you don't know how to speak another language, if you don't really have anything interesting, I would really recommend working on that, because before you get signed with an agency, they also look on that. The other thing is, when you're submitting to agencies, submit to a bunch of agencies. On that day where you're submitting agencies, submit here, submit there, but don't give up if one says no. Because I know personally me, and I know from a ton of other friends, that when they were submitting to agencies, they got disappointed because they didn't get signed with that agency, because, you weren't what they were looking for. So it's that kind of thing where if you get turned down by an agency, just know that there are other agencies. Just go after all those other agencies and really don't give up. Be persistent. When you're starting, you know, you could get booked by an agency in a month, maybe a week or two. It could be booked like that. I know I got booked with my agency in probably like 2 weeks. It was really, really fast. And I just feel that I applied for so many agencies. I got turned down by a lot, but I also didn't get turned down by a lot. So it was like, got turned down by 80%, got accepted by 20%. It's just how the modeling industry works. If you're not what they want, or if you're not what they look for right now at the moment, it's just not, you know. Different looks and different appearances are always changing in the market. So, you know, today they could be looking for a white girl that sings, or, you know, that looks well fitted and she has black hair and brown eyes, blue eyes, you know. It's just something that they're always looking for in the market, so it's always changing. So feel free to know that there is always going to be an opportunity for you. So as I said, you want to get mini photo shoots in. Practice that. Practice your angles because you really want to know that. Start getting yourself fitted. Start signing up with agencies. Once you get signed with an agency, you're going to have photo shoots with them, and that's where your career will start. Also, I really wanted to note to say this, is that if you're an insecure person, but you really want to work on that, or if you're not very happy with your body, I would also work on that, because in modeling, it's very hardcore industry where they're going to be rude to you or they're not going to be rude to you, which means that they're not going to be interested in you. Because in modeling, when somebody is interested in you, they're going to be very pushy on what you eat, what you wear, how you look. I would recommend, if you are starting to model, to work out every week. You know, don't do something that like is super crazy, but you know, be nice with your body, eat healthy things. Don't go on a full-on diet, only if you need to or if you feel that is necessary, but don't go, you know, too crazy on yourself. Just be really confident about who you are. The thing about modeling is that when you are modeling, it's that kind of thing where you're going to be getting jobs and where you're not going to be getting jobs. So the agency that you sign with, either you will be submitting or they will be submitting, but it's most likely that you're going to be having a manager, and your manager will submitting jobs for you. And then when you get booked a job, she will contact you. You will have to inform her if this is okay or not. If you get signed with an agency, I know some agencies, it's like you can't miss more than 5 jobs, because, you know, it's that kind of thing where when you have your manager, you have to pay the percentage of money that you earn from that job to your manager, determining on what you get. And with modeling, it's something super important, because since they're working super, super, super hard to get you a job, you also have to be consistent on, you know, going after the jobs and doing the jobs. Because if you're that type of person who's super busy, you make modeling not your top priority, I wouldn't really recommend this for you, because it's that kind of thing where modeling is going to be sort of a priority too, and your schedule's going to need to be free, because it could be like, hey, Gigi, we have a job for you tomorrow in New York City. You got to go there, you know. And if you can't make it, great, but it's going to be sort of that turn down for them, because it's going to be like, well, this person hasn't been able to go to some, you know, quite amount of jobs, and, you know, it's just not really going to work for her, so I don't know what we can do. So it's that kind of thing where modeling is that kind of thing where, you know, sometimes you can have jobs like the day, like literally the next day, or maybe a week later, a month later, 2 months. It's just, you're going to be getting booked jobs quite a bit. The other thing is something called drastic changes. When they say drastic changes, it's when you submit to an agency and then you go there and you don't look like nothing what they expected. Either you can't lie about anything. You can't lie about your height. You can't lie about your waist. Can't lie about anything, because they will find out, and if they don't like it, they will remove you out of the agency. So, when you are modeling, or when you are submitting yourself to the agencies, they want you to look like the way they see to the next stage. So let's say you went into the meeting with your parent, and you have curly blonde hair, no makeup on, and that's how they want you to maybe look like to the audition. Auditions, or, you know, calls, or wherever you go to do modeling, if it's a job, don't do your makeup, only if it says to do your makeup, but they will do your makeup, they will do your hair, they will pick your wardrobe. Sometimes you have to bring in your own clothes, and there will be a stylist there. But some of these things are extra fees that you would have to pay during the job. So just know, when you join with an agency, the only thing that you probably will be paying is the photo shoot. That's probably it. And then if you have the jobs, maybe you for your flight ticket, your hotel, maybe extra fees like for your hair, a stylist for your hair, your makeup, stuff like that. But that's just sort of details that don't really matter at the moment. The main goal is to get you booked with an agency. Once you get booked with an agency, everything is crystal clear. You will know every single thing and everything will be on point. Another question that I get a ton on modeling is, okay, I'm not tall, but I'm short. Is that still gonna work for, you know, photo shoot stuff? And yes, it will work. I'm 5'2", and I'm able to do a lot of jobs because it's like mainly about your looks and how you really feel towards the photos. Because as I said, there's petite modeling, lifestyle modeling, there's commercial print modeling, there's, you know, magazine modeling, there's TV modeling, there's, you know, banner modeling. It's just a ton of modeling jobs that there is, and there is no opportunity that you won't get. You know, you will get an opportunity. You will be able to book jobs. It's just really about how you take care of yourself. Another thing is, I would recommend doing a cleansing on your face if you start modeling, to not wear too much makeup. I would recommend, if you do start modeling, because in modeling, they're going to require you for a clear face. They really want your face to be, you know, nice and point. And as girls, we get puberty, or as guys, we also get puberty. But, you know, for girls, I feel like the acne thing is sort of more harsh on us. So I would definitely recommend to drink lots and lots of water, eat a lot of healthy food, work out, wear less makeup, put face masks on, really take care of your face, and don't put too much foundation. Don't put clunky mascara, stuff like that, because it's just, you know, you want to look one way on a regular daily basis, while when you go to photo shoots, you want to stand out on your face, because it's going to be, our face is like in a canvas for them when we have our photo shoot. So you really want to make sure your face is nice and clear, and you can really take care of your skin. So I feel like I have discussed every single thing that I personally know or I have been working on. But the other thing is when you do start modeling, to really get people to support you, you know, because it's like you accomplish something. And if you do start modeling, if you do get booked with an agency, go you, because not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people are going after their dreams, because a lot of people care about what other people think. But I really hope I answered all of your questions. If you have any questions or concerns, you can comment down below and I will try to answer you. Or you can go on my Instagram, Gigi Sholby, and DM me, or, you know, I don't know, stuff like that, and I can do a Q&A video on that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm super glad I covered most of the things that I know on how to become a model. And yeah, so don't forget to comment, rate, like, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!